Well, hello guys, welcome back to Breaking In, the path of the aspiring comic book artists. I hope you are liking this new season that we are working on with new sections and everything. And well, for today, we are gonna be doing a how-to video. So here in this last week, one of my clients, one of my friends, he's working on a book. He has been working on a book, and I've been working in some illustration for him as well. Little illustration, nothing too complicated, just pencil drawings and stuff. And well, he commissioned me to fix the cover of the book. He commissioned another artist to work on the cover, and I was working on the little illustrations. His budget is kind of tight, so that's why he was doing it that way, because well, he anyway, so the cover didn't come out as well as he would have liked, so he commissioned me to quote-unquote fix the cover. So as we can see here, the cover with the title on, this is my friend Sergio Martinez, and this is the book. It's a compilation of fairy tales, and well, this was supposed to be the cover. So here it is. Yeah. So as you can see, there is many issues, or I mean, it doesn't look quite right. No criticism or no offense to the actual artist. I mean, I'm sure he lacks experience, and he's starting the journey just like many of us did back then. So what I tried to do, I tried to fix the composition and stuff, but it wasn't working out. So I just decided to go completely new, new canvas, new everything, new idea. So starting the work with silhouettes, I already had an idea of what I wanted, play with the foreground and the background. So I started shaping things out, imagining some castle in the background, the dragon in the foreground, just the important elements. And yeah, well, trying to figure out or trying to think of a color palette using the actual background that he had before, this kind of nice blue. So to me, blue and orange looks good, so I figured, okay, let's work on a sunset. Mind you though, I had a short time. I mean, it was like he needed it quickly because he is done with the book. He wanted to publish it already and stuff, and work on all these legal things. So I couldn't invest much time in this cover. So to me, it was one, a good opportunity to work on this video. Two, a good opportunity to come back to digital painting and stuff, because well, I've been away from that for a long time. So well, here as you can see, starting putting some color, putting the basic drawings, the basic ideas of what I wanted. Of course, the sunset sometimes, thinking about the colors of how the sunset affects the actual colors of something. Here, as you can see, I'm not going that detail on the tail because I already know what I'm gonna do with it. Put some motion in it, so I just needed the basic shapes, the basic colors of the tail and of the dragon. But aside from that, I had to work on the detail on the face and the rest of the body, kind of this foreshortening kind of thing. Still thinking of how the sunset is affecting colors. Maybe there's some bounce lighting and stuff, but keeping in mind the general idea. You can see that I'm also constantly correcting and going back and forth in some stuff. Here I'm putting this black layer in color, so that I can see the values in the colors, maybe getting a nicer separation of colors and value between the foreground and the background. Still defining shapes, adding more detail little by little. I kept the same brush. I kept using the same brush because I wanted the painting to keep the same texture as if it's in a canvas. When you are playing with traditional mediums, the brushes, the canvas give a texture to your painting. So I wanted to keep that with this brush that I was using. So just making it bigger, shorter, nothing too crazy, not many effects, because again, I wanted to keep it kind of traditional, even though the colors and the saturation look definitely digital. but it gave a nice feel to the overall painting. Again, fixing some stuff, the anatomy on a dragon, I had to actually study a couple dragons before doing this. I did an illustration about dragons before, so it kind of helped of the idea. And what I'm trying to say here about correcting and going back and forth, it is your painting, and you shouldn't be afraid overall, to fix stuff, going back and forth, erase stuff that you don't like, correct it. I mean, it's something that we all go through, and more experienced artists, of course, know their elements more than new artists, such as me, even though I kind of know or what I want to be or where I want to get, I'm still correcting stuff and finding myself in difficult areas because, well, it all comes down to experience. Here I'm just playing around with this little light because I was like, it may look good. And I knew since the very beginning that I wanted to add this blur effect to the tail, and that's why I didn't put a lot of detail in it, because I wanted to give this motion blur to it. And I think I managed to do it. Here, just adding a little more detail in the background, and finally putting my signature in the end, just to finish the illustration, as you can see. Here, I had a couple problems in this illustration. Again, it needed to be quick, so I couldn't put a lot of time in the background. I wish I could have put more time there in the trees and the textures of the little mountains and hills, maybe correcting the colors a little bit more. My client, in the end, wanted a bluer, more of a bluish tone overall because of the way his books are gonna be presented when they're printed. The first book is all red. This book is supposed to be all blue, so I also had to do some tweaking here and there. And the next book is gonna be all yellow. So, well, that's kind of nice, overall in the presentation. So yeah, here, this is the final piece, and that's all my process, let's say. The process varies from painting to painting, of course. It's a different experience, even though it is the same kind of journey. Yeah, well, I hope you like it. Stay tuned, and I think I'll see you in the next one.